Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Nebula Theater Cast, episode 2 of our new experimental attempt at this show. Let us know what you think about it. Today, we will be covering various topics, such as matchups for Caine from the Amazing Digital Circus. Final episode just came out. Great time to talk about all that. And we've also got some community highlights we wanted to talk about and some other stuff as well. I am hosting today. I am Santi Sherm, one of the two main voices of the Nebula Theater. With me today, the ringmaster Caine himself of this Nebula Theater, we have Plymph.
Oh, I dead ass thought you were about to say Saul. Hello. I was supposed to host this, and then my internet shit itself, so now I can't stream. Thank you, sure.
And the person that Plymph thought was Caine, we have Saul. Did you disappearing mannequin on us? What was that?
Blah. Not disappearing guy.
Blah.
Right.
Hi guys.
With us, always happy to have him. We have the lovely Jobber.
What's otherwise? I'm a jobber. Yes.
And don't forget, handsome.
Is everyone quiet today, or is that just me? I can't tell.
Is he Jobber Godot or is he Jobber the Goat?
It's
Take it out.
It's like that JJK question.
The world may never know.
Yeah.
And the team member that is most invaluable, we have Zoro.
I'm right behind you, aren't I?
You said invaluable. I thought you said the most replaceable, and I was like, "Are
What?
you fucking serious, bro?"
How did you replaceable and
he wouldn't be
valuable
wrong.
have the same amount of syllables, and that's about it?
Bro, I misheard. It's been a long day. I got to work at 6 a.m, worked 6 hours, and then immediately came home to do this.
Thank you, Plymph.
So I'm tired.
So what would we like to? What's first on the docket for today?
So first is last week, Magic, or 2 weeks ago, Magic actually won the vote by a good majority for who Riku should fight, right?
Yeah.
I bring this up because I never ended the poll when we finished the stream because I forgot about it. So we did the poll and we did like the watch through of like the 3 for our community highlight, and then I ended the stream without concluding the poll or talking about it. Just completely slipped my mind.
Interesting.
And so wanted to just mention Magic did win that one. Cinder came in last place. What we're gonna do this time is kind of switch it up. We're gonna start with talking about Caine matchups. We're gonna put the poll up. Then we're gonna switch to the page on the Discord where we have people submit things. So we can see the ice matchups people recommended to us, because I'm sure everyone wants to talk about their matchups. And then we're gonna end like last time and do like a community highlight, right? And I think the best place to start with Caine matchups is the most topical one right now, which would be Zoro. We each picked one opponent for Caine we kind of wanted to highlight, right? So we're gonna get 5 different matchups. One of them will have to be excluded because YouTube only has 4 poll options. I'm fine with whichever one being excluded. So anyway, we'll start with Zoro. Who is your Caine matchup?
All right. So, this following bit is sponsored by Deltarune. That's right, Deltarune, because Chapter 5 is out today, completely unrelated. But are you looking for a Caine matchup that tastes wonder? The host with the most powerful, comedic, yet also tragic theming possible. Then put away the digital circus, put away the Deltarunes, put away my wife. You don't have to look anymore, because today I'm going to sell you on Tenna, but it's Tenna for short, for Caine. And I'm going to drop this bit because, oh my gosh, that sounded annoying. Anyway, so, but yeah, I'm talking about Caine versus Tenna, and I really love this matchup. This one kind of survived off vibes, but as we kind of learned more about Caine and with Digital Circus wrapping up, this matchup has become a lot more viable. Thematics goes, both are hosts and entertainers that really want to try their best to entertain those, not only because of their kind of small egos and like insecurities, but also just something intrinsic within their very code and DNA that makes them do this. With Tenna being a Darkner, and Darkners just wanting to help other people out because he's an object and objects want to be used, and Caine literally being programmed to do this. However, as they start to realize that maybe the people they are trying to entertain don't really want to go, they start to have a bit of a crash out at realizing that, oh gosh, I might be bad at my job. And they kind of go out of their way to villainous extremes just to keep the party going, although at that point only they're having fun, because then they start to torture the other people, with Tenna keeping the fun gang captive for a while, and Caine just, going from trying to make adventures that people like to outright torturing them. As far as like what they can do, Caine, being the host of the digital circus, has access to some kind of like reality warping. He can make NPCs, he can make entire worlds. He's basically like a programmer that can code on the spot, although he does not have as much power as he used to have, due to certain factors, which I don't want to. How do we want to handle digital?
If you're not going to spoil
So,
stuff, I'm going to have to spoil stuff.
Yeah,
it's kind of
warning.
impossible. It's kind of impossible to talk about how Caine would even lose in a fight without talking about spoilers. A lot of stuff revealed in the last episode, right?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of something that it's gonna happen. I'm gonna give a spoiler warning now. I saw somebody ask it before, and then 2 people said "Hi Saul" from my account, which is interesting. Should I? Yeah, I'll put a spoiler warning in the title. Yeah, I can do it.
All right, yeah. So this is your last chance. If you haven't seen the finale Digital Circus, it's all on the internet now. You can binge the entire thing before finishing this podcast, so you've been warned. So yeah, at one point, Caine gets deleted just from Kinger imagining a computer and deleting his code. But he was able to survive that somehow, but he also kind of gave up the other AI he was drawing power from. So it can be reasoned that he doesn't have as much control as he used to, so it's very unlikely for him to just snap his fingers and instantly delete Tenna, as one might assume, based on like what he does to other NPCs in his thing. And Tenna, in the meanwhile, he has his own ways of like creating his own little NES style games in his own world. In his boss fight, he's able to shoot electric projectiles that target the soul, as one does if you're a Deltarune / Undertale character. He also has abilities that, while not quite reality warping, kind of warp the way you dodge around. Like this one where you kind of cuts the box your soul is in, and it kind of displaces where the attack's coming, making it really hard to dodge them. And I think what really comes down to like why I really like this one is that I feel like both kind of are like inverses of each other. Like they have this need, like Caine being attached to like, the people in the circus, kind of like Kinger, the one who kind of created him. He kind of has like this need to entertain, but also kind of resents him for like creating him and not reciprocating his purpose. And he just, and Tenna also has this with Chris, used to spend all these time playing like games on his TV, then slowly drifting away, and then wondering like, why wasn't I good enough? And I really feel like this could have the potential to both be very comedic, because they're both very like comedic hosts, jovial characters, but they also have like this tragic angle where they just can't live up to others' expectations, especially the ones they put on themselves. So you could have like a good mix of like it starting out just being really fun, but also having great emotional impact, as you kind of realize, yeah, they really could relate to each other.
Yeah.
I have some questions off the bat.
Of
One,
course.
is Tenna is not code, right?
No, he is a Darkner, which is basically an inanimate object brought to life. So he is a television set. but he
Okay.
does seem to have some form of control within his own dark world to create other technological games like video games and, replicate stuff like monster movies and cooking shows and whatnot. So there's some argument that, like other members in the digital circus, he'd be able to. I'm assuming that this would be kind of like in a neutral plane where within the digital circus where they're fighting. So Tenna's imagination would be able to do well in like helping with like creating things, kind of like some of the other circus members does.
I was gonna ask if Deltarune actually has soul stuff because I've heard arguments that it doesn't, but I don't even think it matters here, right? Like Caine
No,
doesn't have a soul; he's made of computer data.
Well,
Yeah.
That gets into philosophy at that point.
Deltarune shouldn't have any like really viable soul stuff. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of statements from characters who get hit by attack and they're taking physical damage, right? Like Noelle comments on her fight with Birdley being like, "Wow, she got physically hit by his attacks." So it shouldn't really matter here.
Oh, all
Okay.
right. I was actually unaware. I don't know. I was just kind of describing the Toho style bullets they like to show. So Soul probably wasn't the best descriptor of that.
Just does anyone else have questions, real quick?
No.
You were saying that we would like use post character arcane. Would we? Because I feel like we know very little about what powers he actually lost.
Yeah.
Well,
I also feel it's like it really hinders the potential, kind of, if you're not using showman kind of trying to put on a show, you know?
yeah. Like I use post arcane more as like a term of like, showing that he has the potential to like, lose this AI or like, he can be weakened, he can be deleted, he can be outsmarted, more or less just proving that he's not this omniscient, omnipotent godlike figure that can just, But yeah, I think we would look at him at his peak, but just with the acknowledgement that he can be weakened to make it, more fun to debate.
Ask your question, Pen. Okay. Do we want to move on because we got 5 to go through?
Yeah,
Do we
yeah.
want to move on to the? Oh, Pin says, "What a cool death/defeat idea do you have for the matchup?"
All right. So if Caine wins, definitely he's going to go abstract style and go through Tenna's most horrid thing, which is being abandoned. So I see him cutting off Tenna's arms like his supposed death in Deltarune, his head being cut off left and right, and as like the fun gang are leaving, he just continually stops on the TV until it shatters.
Jesus
Jesus.
Christ. Yeah, is that really is that entirely in character? I feel like this. I feel like it's gone into like parody now.
I mean, you guys. He asked what kind of gruesome deaths I feel, and I'm like, all right, that's a gruesome death. I don't think Caine would actually break him since he wasn't trying to kill the circus members, but like, if he wanted to psychologically traumatize Tenna during his defeat, that's the route he would go with.
Why is everything
next to 1,000 other identical TVs?
Why is the stream slightly blue?
Sorry.
So
Darn it, Abel!
Ignore that.
Oh.
Don't worry about the man behind the curtain. It's fine.
Jim just keeps making everything blue.
All right. Moving on from the one that's topical, because obviously Fan Battle's doing that one. We're going to get into the controversial one. I think the person who needs to talk next knows he needs to talk now. Let him have it.
Oh, man. I was taking my head down. Like you said, I was like, shit.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You already, okay. Listen, I like to preface, what was I don't have a favorite for like Caine. I'm just talking about this. Not saying this is the best one, but I do like I do like Caine versus Alistair. Okay, I do. There's some things I do like about it. Okay, at least bear with me here. So like at least connections wise, like I mean, they're basically the two biggest like faces of like the indie animation, like at least currently, right? Both are snazzy dressed, like shows with big toothy grins. They're typically let's say cordial, like the accordial eccentric, but also they're like pretty unhinged, right, and unstable. And it's very just straightforward, essentially, with what they can do here. And with like both characters, like at least for how like you could have a fight start out, from what I've like at least can like imagine, right? Like I think there's like three ways. Like I think I was, for example, like on like Reddit, right, where like basically remember when Caine dies, right, and like in the digital circus, and he just, let's say when he gets deleted, he's just sent to hell. Specifically, the Has Been Hotel, essentially, right, and that's where he decides to do his little. He decides to treat the Has Been Hotel crew essentially like how he treats the digital circus crew, and like Alistair's there. He's like, well, no, you're not gonna like take basically my people away from me. So it's them fighting over, I guess, control of like basically the Has Been Hotel, essentially. Of course, you could just like, I don't know, for some reason, if you want to throw like, I don't know, Alistair into just the circus, but at least something that you find funny, right? Of course, you have the Has Been Hotel character, Has Been Hotel, like a series or whatever that is pretty infamous throughout all. It's like just cursing, right? And you're throwing that a character from that verse into another one, or at least in front of a character where they're not allowed to essentially do that infamous thing where they curse a lot, because they get Alistair's gonna get like censored and stuff. And also, I think like for more the fight dynamic, at least, well, you've got like, let's say for example, maybe like Caine is like essentially going to be trying to say, at least trying to figure out like what Alistair is, and like hey, maybe he could do this little adventure, like maybe like at least try to get Alistair to have some fun. And Alistair's like not really having it, right? He's just actually treating it as a fight, essentially. And I don't know. I think, what was it? Also, if we remember, like at least in Has Been Hotel, there's like a whole like musical scene with like Alistair, like him, singing and stuff like that, and also very famous part of like, what was it? The Digital Circus is like who's running the show, right? Maybe essentially like, similar to how Alistair had like that little music battle with, what was it, Lucifer? I think that
Yeah.
was season one. Yeah, like that
Right.
could probably happen there too, like maybe in the middle of the fight as well, where they're once again they're just essentially almost fighting, whether it's like in the Has Been Hotel, like first Hellverse, or like maybe it's in a digital circus where they're essentially the showman's similarly fighting like for like attention over at least these other people. But if Alistair's in like digital circus, it's also a blend of, well, he's generally wanting to beat like at least Caine and like somehow escape, right? You know, not saying it's the most perfect thing in the world, but it's something that I'm like, oh, like what? It's like I like it. You know that's pretty much it though. Thoughts?
I like the idea of having just to be on the positive side, because I know this matchup can be a little negative.
Divisive.
I like the idea of a musical number. I think
Yeah.
it can make sense for both people mid count. I wouldn't say the whole thing, but I do think a little moment of like a little musical number between the two would be cute. Um, and I do think of most of the matchups, just the crazy weird banter potential here is very appealing. Um, just the characters are so different, and they would just naturally probably not like each other very much.
Yeah, you
And
just
Alistair not being able to swear would be hilarious as well.
yeah, you just reminded me.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
like him not being able to swear, that'd be like pretty funny, right? And like even just like let's say for example, right? Let's say like maybe, I mean, let's say like debate wise, right? Like, so looking at the matchup, where it's like, I mean, like uh, I also take a stance here. I just don't know. I'm not even gonna take a stance to who wins. I'm just like basically saying like, well, let's say could Caine just like snap this dude out of existence? I'm like, probably, I guess, but like at least from like what I've seen, I remember like there was like a what was it? Long ago, there was a like I think it was a it was an like actually funny enough, it had something to do with Delta. It was like a Spamton Alistair vlog, right? And then like recently there was a a Caine like Tana blog, right? And like at least like from what I remember from Speeds, it's like what was it? You got like Alistair's like 85 for shit like light speed or something, and you got like basically Caine who's what in like somewhere in the mock speeds, right? Where it's like, well, I mean, I'm thinking like, well, I mean, it Alistair's gonna be like speed blitzing here. It's gonna be really hard to like kind of like look at that like, well, I mean, how is he gonna get this snap off when like Alistair's gonna do like a million things before this Caine could do anything, could just interrupt him and all that type of stuff. And also, there's also the fact that like Alistair, just by his presence, is able to just I guess glitch technology. And actually, that's another ironic part where it's like, for example, like Alistair can't curse, and it's like, well, dang, it's pretty like ironic considering the series comes from, right? But on the other hand, like Caine coming from like this Digital Circus, right? The creator of the company behind like Glitch Productions. Well, because basically Caine is getting glitched essentially. It's like, oh, okay, like it's kind of a little on the nose for my opinion, but at least I think I think there's a little bit more to it. Like let's say I don't know. I don't know. Probably if you're on the side of Caine wins, right? I don't really care. But like it's like if let's say for Caine, it's not like a complete steamroll. I suppose. I guess. But yeah,
The tech stuff with Alistair is a little hard to nail down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically because of one song that kind of fucks up everything. Typically, what I thought it was just cameras, right? Like he glitches out cameras. He doesn't like to be seen, and it doesn't seem like any other technology he goes against really has the same reaction to him. It's just in that one, oh god, what's the song? Like Stayed Gone, where Vox's whole computer goes down and it says like Alistair virus or something like that, like Alistair.exe.
yeah.
That's the whole like I don't know how that works.
Well,
um
we actually do see it one other time during his fight with the V's in season 2. Velvet kind of is like streaming her fight with the others online, and Alistair is glitched out on her phone screen, preventing the streamers from actually seeing him. So there is some merit to it, but not enough to really definitively understand it. Like the fight makes a little sense, but my big issue with it is like you'd have to make a lot of assumptions about how their abilities would interact with each other, and we don't have a lot of information to really fill those gaps as of right now.
Like what kind of
does,
like
does
some
Caine have any speed feats? Just to ask. Like I don't
he
remember off the
he
top of my
has
head if Digital Circus is
Maybe
fast.
there you could scale him traveling across the void and like dragging Pomni back, but I don't think we have a full distance for that. So actually, never
well
mind.
like so like because I'm like looking at like let's say like for example like I think it was like a Caine 10 block where they had like the speed for Caine. He only really has I guess one physical thing, right, that he did, which was like just right, where it's like it's from like Mach 16, like uh sub relativistic or something. And then like there's one where he moved the sun quickly, like Mach 8.5. Like he's just generally consistent on like the Mach ranges, but like sub like Rella is like the highest he gets. He's not really that fast. That's like the sub Rella is a high end, so it's like I don't
Yeah.
yeah.
Alistair would be much faster.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of brevity, I don't want to last too long on one thing. Does anyone have questions? We'll move from that just because we have two other things in the docket, and I don't think anyone wants to do this for 2 hours.
No.
We'll go with an opponent who Nebula is already covering. Who could that be, though? Who should speak next?
Oh shit! Right, yeah. So I was kind of thinking. I was like, what matchup for Caine do I like? Because he has such a big spread. And yes, we are doing the little narrator from the Stanley Parable. So I actually only really played Stanley Parable within like last year, very recently. I think after I got hired for Nebula, funny enough, which is funny. But the overall idea of this is trying to think of the best way to sum it up, because there's a lot of semantics behind it, but it's kind of overarching antagonists of like comedies that take place inside simulated game worlds, where they're these all-powerful reality warper storytellers who are in like they have a very big like ego to them. They want people to like them, and they're very controlling. And the players end up killing them, or the players within the digital circus. I guess it's not really players, but you know what I mean. But they come back and they have this big epiphany where they give up some of their control for a more collaborative outcome. There's a lot more thematics than that I could go over. There is a ton of things to talk about. I really love this one. For one, most Caine matchups have this, but I think the banter is naturally very funny here. The Stanley Parable is probably one of the funniest games that I've just ended up playing, and I like the banter. I would like the idea of the two dissing each other throughout the fight. The fight would take place in the circus, and the narrator he's just a disembodied voice, right? So he would mainly be seen through Stanley himself. Like, I like the idea of I saw some art of like, there's this like door in Stanley Parable called New Content, and the narrator's like, my God, Stanley, can you believe it? New content. And Stanley walks in as like Caine is like giving his like, wow, we're gonna do an adventure. We're going to go off, and the narrator interrupts, and he's like, no, we're going to do what I want for today. All right, Stanley, you go over there, and like Caine like grabs Stanley and drags him back. It's like a big like divorce battle between who gets Stanley. So you can have them just trying to mess with controls, trying to change and warp the world around them. Caine trying to figure out what the narrator actually is. The narrator trying to figure out and put down Caine, all while fighting for the attention of their respective like individuals. I imagine this would include the amazing Digital Circus gang as they are dragged between the two's different adventures. I imagine for a time like narrator would win for a little bit, and he would have his own adventure and it'd be dragged along, and Caine would be like, no, back at the start, and the narrator goes, no, excuse me. There's just so much that you can do with this. I like the idea of like, there's such fun potential between the narrator being able to convince the top gang to betray Caine, just come over to his adventure. It's like, wow, look, I'll do all of this. I'll do all. What do you want? And Caine's like, no, hey, Stanley, and trying to get them to switch out.
Do you picture it as like your first person view in Stanley's eyes, or would we be using like that unofficial design of Stanley that we have a model of in the game? Like, how do you picture?
I think you could do a little bit of first person when the fight starts. You kind of frame it from Stanley's perspective, right? Where he, he's the one walking in, he's the one who's dragged along this adventure before we transition into seeing the world around it.
Okay.
I gotta
putting him in one of the Digital Circus mannequins.
Yeah, like actually, I do got a question. I think it's probably something, right? Where it's like, so you mentioned the idea that like, let's say the narrator takes over for a bit, right? And like we just start going about, it's like, okay, and then like, what if instead of like Caine like coming back and they're like, oh, let's take us back to the beginning. What if what was it, Stanley? He gets to the ending of this story, and they're like, oh, he's gonna really love this, and it's revealed that Caine was behind it the entire time. Like there was like, wait, hold on. Wait, what? He's like, yeah, Caine's like, yeah, so basically halfway through your story, I like rewrote it. You didn't notice anything. But yeah, this is actually my adventure the entire time.
Narrator does flip through the script a lot, and he's just flipping through the script, and Caine has like messed with it.
Yeah,
I really like the idea of like narrator at one point is like, all right, you win, I'm gonna sit back and watch one of your adventures, and it goes like a good like 20 seconds. You're like, no, this is not a narrative rich story, like I can do it, both of them trying to, because they have so like narrator is trying to like, he tries to like put himself as this pompous, I can make the best game in the world, and I just feel like he couldn't. Like, I would love a moment where he tries to put his ego aside for like all of 10 seconds when he sees something that he doesn't like. There's also like you can have what is it, narrator use some abilities and give them to Stanley because he narrates a lot. You know, he's like, oh, this is Stanley found this very convenient explosive device in his backpack. And Kate's like, where did he get the backpack?
I'll be honest, Stanley, this is the worst adventure I've ever seen, and I don't want to seem critical, but...
Yeah.
Just look at this. Well, I could see Caine just like, okay, this is coming from the guy who labeled everything in his game as a bucket.
Also, one of Caine's abilities that we didn't really talk about with the two other matchups is he can put individuals in like basically like a nightmare box, which is like their worst fears, right? Manifested, their worst anxieties, their worst insecurities. So you can have a moment where he's had enough and just makes the entire circus into that, where the narrator is getting bombarded by negative game reviews, which is something that happens in the game, and he gets like really depressed over it. I saw art once of like I remember it was like a recreation of one of the adventures in, you know, the one where you have to press a button, and one of them is like the one to the mind control facility. It's the thing that the narrator's trying to get you to do the entire time. And it's like, it's very funny if Jax is the one who hits the button that causes it all to self-destruct.
Okay. Like,
You can have so much other potential, like after that adventure, Caine puts everything through a like lightning round between like all the different, you know how they went from like the anime to the noir one to the I would love if Caine is, you know, in Toy Story 2 when Ham is clicking the remote and going through all of the TV shows. I would love if it's just flickering through and narrator's like, oh, I like that one. No, go back. No, I like that one. Go back. It's a really fun matchup. I know that we're already using the narrator, and I feel like it's going to be a good episode. But I feel this has such an interesting story to tell on its own that I just think it would be amazing to do.
You pretty much answered anything I would have asked. So let's move. Let's actually do Sherm next because I actually don't know. Oh, do you want to?
If it's possible, I'd like to go last, just so I don't waste someone else's time.
I don't know what you mean by that, but I can go first if you want. So the Caine matchup that I chose for this was Monica from the Amazing Digital... No, from Doki Doki Literature Club.
You had one job, man.
The Amazing Digital Literature Club.
If you are wondering if I like that game, give me 1 sec. Stall for me 2 seconds.
I don't know if you guys have seen, but the internet show 5 Years Later, which is a continuation of Ben 10 and Danny Phantom, came to an end recently with its 14th episode. It's a really good series, which is why my profile picture is Dr. Animal right now. You should go check it out because it's another kind of like indie thing. Like, you know, it's like a continuation. They have some really good like official voice actors from both franchises. There's some really good actions and really good storytelling. Did you see, by the way, I don't know if you guys checked out the cast, but they showed off the preview for
I'm back.
Oh, can I finish my finish my anecdote?
Yes.
They showed off the preview for Sentry Superboy Prime, and Sean Chiplock is voicing Superboy Prime.
Oh wow!
So hey, Nebula did it.
Friend of the show, Sean Chiplock.
Friend of the show, Sean Chiplock. I love that.
Right, so this is a hoodie that I got a while ago when they still had official Doki merch, because I was so obsessed with the series that a friend bought this for me. I was going to wear it on stream, but as Sherm can attest to you today, it's hot. So I'm not wearing it.
Can I also attest it's hot?
Yeah, it's also hot in ye old England and the New England.
In New England and Old England is both hot.
I'm not even in England. I'm in Wales.
You're nearby. You're in a stone's throws range.
That feels classy.
I am. I was a very big fan of DDLC back in the day, and I think Monica does fit with Caine pretty well. in terms of being an AI that kind of knows that they're an AI who is chasing approval. And I mean, Caine, you could argue Caine is also looking for love with the people, just in a different sense.
He's a lover
And
without
both
a
have
heart.
some, and both have some sort of world manipulation. To varying. Hi, Crystal. I'm so sorry. I scared you by accident when I ran out of the room to grab this hoodie. The biggest question for me would be how the fight goes, because thematically, I think it's really interesting, and I think it's one of the only matchups on this list that feels more natural, since they're both kind of like coded characters that are aware of it, right? Um, this is an argument people get in a lot, is if you believe that Monica sucks at manipulating the code for DDLC, then she most likely wouldn't have many advantages. In terms of Caine, kind of like his, especially in the last two episodes, we learned that he has control over everything to an extent that the humans who made the programs never thought was possible. Like, he just knows how everything works, and that's just how it is. Where she seems to struggle a lot more with like manipulating or changing anything without breaking everything around her. And then there's also the win cons. Caine got deleted and existed still. Monica got deleted and existed still. So the normal method of just kind of deleting each other doesn't work. So there's really only two ways that each of them could win. One of Caine's shticks is absorbing AI. Yeah, I don't know how unstable it'd make him to absorb Monica as an AI, but it should be something well within his powers to do so, seeing as he also absorbed. Was it the Able AI? Is that what it's officially called?
Kind of.
It's like
I
the
don't
Um,
really
brand
know.
name. It doesn't have an official name as of right now.
Doesn't DDLC have more merch than just a hoodie? Like, there's so DDLC does have more merch. I got it covered right now, but I also have a DDLC mouse and keyboard pad right there. That I kind of want to replace because I have different interests now, but I have it and it's not broken, so I haven't fixed it yet. And I have a Yuri poster where she's stabbing herself in the finger, but that's in the bedroom, and I'm not taking it off my wall.
Oh wow! All right.
I guess plan. Some
Oh,
people
real quick. Sorry, Monica's win con is that in the extended lore, she actually leaves the video game by stealing another person's body, and starts looking for the other versions of her friends who are apparently strewn across an entire multiverse. So you can argue that she can leave the game that Caine resides in and get rid of him that way. Anyway, what were you saying?
Would you allow me to actually defend your matchup a little bit? Because I have a few things to say that I feel like some people might be interested in.
I don't mind. I like the idea as a matchup. I hope I didn't shit on it.
So no. but I think a few people have a few questions. So I've never been a big fan of Monica in Versus because, as some people have pointed out, she doesn't really do anything too physical. However, all of her stuff is based on like coding and manipulating the world, which is perfect for Amazing Digital Circus. There's different moments that you could have in the fight where I would assume that Caine would probably at first assume Monica is like another person who's joined into the Digital Circus, you know? Trying to get her onto an adventure, and she starts manipulating it. I think it would be very funny. Like, she has a bunch of stuff that she's actually able to do. I think a really funny bit is we could have a moment where Caine's like figured stuff out and he is going a little bit mad. Monica's very much just trying to like get in his head and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, who do you like better?" And Monica does, you know, when she moves the mouses. So instead, she forces them all to vote for her, and Caine's like, "I know what you did then." She's like, "I have no idea what you're on about, man." I feel like Monica would be very like kind of rage baity in this fight. She isn't someone. She isn't someone as typically to like crash out and lose or go crazy in terms of like, you know, Tenor, Narrator, and Alistair have their moments of like anger or just complete mental crash out. Monica's a lot more calm. and deceptive, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she has a sense of clairvoyance where she's able to know, like, the script of the game. So I imagine that she'd be sent on an adventure with the crew, and she would be intentionally doing everything to, like, railroad the story. Like, she would know the way that Caine wants to take it, but she's like, how about I go through this door and do this instead? And Caine has to, like, scramble to put, like, something different together.
I just kind of realized that she would have better mind manipulation on the people
Yes.
around,
She would.
whereas Caine would have more limited, or he can, but he's not supposed to.
Yeah,
So if she was fucking with him, it would piss him off.
Hmm.
I also
Wait.
like the idea of her going in the code and removing the censors for swearing, and then swearing just to piss Caine off.
I think one of the best things that you could do as well is Monica can remove people's memory, so she could just make them all forget about Caine.
Wait, I
Just-
just thought of something.
Just forget
Yeah,
who he is, and he would. That's probably where his crash out would happen, right? That
You
would
could-
be the moment.
Yeah. If you wanted to take it a step further, she manipulated the other people into basically going insane and amplifying the most negative traits. She could possibly just manipulate everyone's mind files to the point of causing everyone in the circus to abstract.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. I like the idea. This is one of the things I've been thinking about was like having a moment between them where it's not like as combat-y or antagonistic, and you can have like a moment like before the climax where everything's removed and it's like a reference to the Just Monica and the Caine in therapy scene where Caine is kind of like, if we're not taking him at the fact of like the end of the series where he lost his other AI and kind of became more sane, we can have a scene where they're just sitting together and she's trying to understand him and like talk to him and he's not taking it seriously, and then it just leads into a climax. But like a moment of like reprieve, I think would actually really work for these two.
I feel like it would be really good if Monica is like, she's actually attentive and understanding of the other people's wants. You know, she's like genuinely seeming like that she's caring, and mostly that would just be to again make Caine mad.
Mm.
I feel like Monica would only start to bust out all the stops after, like, I don't think she would cause the abstractions on the people until, like most Caine matchups, she would get shoved into the dark box where all her fears and nightmares would be realized.
God, I can't remember what she said her fear was. Was it the dark?
I mean, that helps.
If it was, that
I
very naturally plays into the
no,
animation.
it was-
Caine puts people in the dark
it
all
was-
the time.
It was when the game gets shut off. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And her mind becomes nothing. That's what she was afraid of.
So yeah, she's afraid of being trapped in like this void, which I feel like could be paralleled in the fight, and that's when she just starts to delete all of the circuits.
Which you probably could do.
She definitely could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I was saying before is that people say she's like bad at coding because she says so. But I feel like if you were to take her out of a game that's that limiting, where any line of code deleted just fucks with everything, and bring her to a world like the circus where new things are created all the time and things are deleted all the time, where one thing won't break the whole code, it's a little bit different, right?
Also, like, people say stuff about themselves, but it doesn't automatically make it true. How many times have you heard someone pessimistic be like, "Oh, I'm not good at this thing that they're clearly good at"?
Yeah.
I'm friends with you. Of course,
Yeah,
I hear
that's
it all the
true.
time.
Yeah, you do. He's not even joking.
So we've been on Monica for a little longer than I originally intended. So what I'm gonna do is, since we have 5 people, I'm gonna put up a poll of the 4 right now, and then whoever wins that poll is gonna go up against Sherm's opponent after he's done explaining.
I took so
So it's
many
not-
notes on my
Or-
character.
Or maybe we can, because there's a lot of people watching right now, maybe people in chat after Sherm says can just say the one that they think shouldn't be on the poll. Have some viewer input.
Is there anyone on the 4 we talked about right now that should not be on the poll? I'll ask that now while Sherm explains.
So, the World Machine from hit game.
That
indie
is
game.
not all notes. That is not all notes. That stack of papers, you did not
This
take
is a
that many
notebook.
notes on this.
My notes are in
Oh,
my
okay.
notebook.
Okay.
All right, so strap in. I'm gonna do a
Right.
3-hour audiobook real quick to explain my character.
I'm like, dang.
In this 2-hour video essay, I will.
Y'all know Jacob
Looks like-
Geller. We're gonna pull that. Yeah. So, heavy spoilers for One Shot. There's no way to explain this without explaining like the biggest plot twist. So, y'all have been warned. So, a good way to think about what the World Machine is the World Machine is what if Caine was the circus? The circus is sentient and can do the things Caine does. That's like a good way to think about it from a baseline. Just very briefly explain like what the World Machine is, because I believe World Machine is the most obscure of all the characters we've talked about. Once upon a time, there was a man in a dying world who, to preserve the memory of his world, he made a simulation of part of it. This simulation is the World Machine that was sent off into the ether, sent off into the multiverse. And the simulation found its way onto Steam. And when you download it, you download the World Machine onto your computer.
I gotta go install something.
What?
I gotta go install something.
Yeah. So this game the fight starts pretty easily by just having the World Machine. As it's being sent through the ether, it gets downloaded onto the computer that the digital circus is on. I think it's a pretty easy way to start just how they interact.
Question, teacher.
What's up?
Since Caine can access the internet, could it be downloaded into like the circus that way as well?
That could also be a way that happens. I don't
Thank you,
think.
teacher.
Yeah. So the thing with. Okay, so yeah. In One Shot is a game about the main character Nico. Here's the problem. Nico is a real person that is not part of the World Machine. This is so hard to explain concisely. I took so many. Okay. In One Shot, there is the World Machine, which is the entire program. There are NPCs, which are seemingly just aspects of the World Machine. But they also kind of seem to do their own thing, but they seem to fundamentally just be programmed into the game. There are downloaded consciousnesses similar to the circus residents who got downloaded onto the simulation. And then there is Nico, who is not a program, he is a real person whose brain was kind of hijacked to help run the simulation. So the game, the choice is, do you help Nico escape and return to his real world? Or do you help Nico save the decaying simulation, which will trap him in the simulation, but the simulated world will be able to continue? And that's like the ethical dilemma. It's a big question of like, are these programmed lives as valid as the real world Nico? Like the question would be like, is Digital Pomni's existence worth potentially trapping more people in the circus, or would you just destroy the circus? That's the kind of question the game asks. What I really like about this potential idea for a fight is this is not a death battle. This is a Nebula theater. We don't necessarily have to have it be like necessarily fisticuffs they're fighting to the death. I think this fight is very interesting because they cover a lot of the same themes of what does it mean to exist? Are my digital lives worth anything? Why do I exist? What's my purpose? The laws of robotics, all that. It's very interesting. I think Caine and the World Machine existing on the same computer would allow for them to kind of have like disagreements on whether the World Machine and the circus should like what their purpose is. And they kind of fight because the world machine will like destroy the world to protect Nico because of the law of robotics. It's not allowed to hurt people. It will destroy anything to try to keep Nico safe. I think the fight is very, very cool because we can tell a really, really cool story that'd be really like sad and very like interesting to really dive into all of what I've just been talking about. In terms of what they can actually do, World Machine is the game. It can do basically anything that happens in the game. A big thing that the World Machine does is it, similar to abstracting characters, it can put what are called squares, which are basically kind of just glitchy textures onto people, onto scenes to kind of cause them to glitch out. It can recreate and destroy scenes. It can do your usual, like, I'm in control of the game kind of stuff. I think the big appeal of this is the storytelling potential. I would also like to talk about potentially, and talking to you, Plive, is the frugal nature of this fight. Off is a 16-bit game. I think we make some 16-bit sprites of like Caine and some other characters. We put them in like 16-bit worlds because that's kind of how the world of One Shot isn't literally 16-bit, but that's how you see it from the player's perspective. I think that would be very much more affordable than any other Caine option. So I think just from a money perspective, this matchup makes sense to do. I think that the player is a part of One Shot. Like, Nico will literally tell, like, it'll look at your computer, see what your name is, and it'll be like, hey, Joe, how do I solve this puzzle? Go into the documents to find a folder to help me solve this puzzle. I think the Nebula fleet finds a computer that has both the digital circus and the World Machine on it, and then Nick and Nils are like trying to figure out what's going on as like their computer is like destroying itself. I think that's very, very cool. And this makes specific sense because that's how like One Shot functions. This is so hard to explain concisely, but I feel like I kind of got the big points across.
King J Gamer asks, if One Shot is a world simulation that was sent out to the internet, how come we have to pay money for it on Steam in lore? Who's collecting the money?
The game devs found it and are holding it hostage for $10. I don't know. That's my best guess.
All right. So we asked people who shouldn't be on the poll, and by a small minority, they said Alistair. I'm sorry, Jobber.
That's not good.
So I'm going to start it now as we transition to segment 2.
You will always have
theme.
Death Battle cast, Jobber.
Death
So-
Battle cast.
What?
What segment 2?
Caine versus Alistair.
Oh, the Death Battle. The Death Battle cat. Yeah,
Oh.
never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, I confused you. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's like, you may not be on the poll, but at least your matchup got a Death Battle cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, silver linings and all that.
What segment 2?
Yeah.
Segment 2 is the ice thing.
How do
You might
want
want to go to Be
us
Right Back screen and just go to record the stream when you get to the
Okay.
where they submitted it.
Be back very shortly.
Oh my god.
Alright,
Fuck,
I'll
you
switch
ruined it.
over in a couple seconds. So no one talk about how we're gonna do Pikachu versus God. All right, keep down the
Okay.
down low.
Okay.
All right, hello everyone,
Is
welcome
that
back.
before- if that, oh wait, oh, are we back?
Yeah,
Hi
Oh,
guys.
I
Sorry.
wanted to ask if that was before or after we did Mondo Courier. I couldn't remember the order and.
I'm gonna kick someone else from a VC.
Uh-huh.
Wait, technically, I could just ban Plime from the official server.
that would be
Hey!
crazy.
Doing. All right, moving on to the ice. So I can't actually. I'm gonna have to look at the stream to see what you're seeing.
It's Amity versus.
Or
Beast.
I could just go there. My screen isn't being recorded. I could just go
you
there.
have the power.
Oh my goodness! I have power.
I have the power.
Well, I guess. Oh, if
Yes!
I just went to the first thumbnail. I guess if we go, do we do ones with thumbnails or all of them?
All of them.
We could do all of them. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Just don't be too.
If you
just
didn't make us a thumbnail, you don't get anything from us.
So our very first one is our good friend Paul, pitching us on Shoto Todoroki versus Death the Kid. Now I quite like this matchup. I think it's a big contender for My Hero Academia matchups I'm interested in covering. Todoroki's cool, Death is cool. I like the idea of comparing Endeavor to Death. I think that's fun. I don't know who wins. It's solid across the board. I like it a lot.
So Death the Kid wins handedly, but
Oh, okay.
that's a conversation for another day. I do like it. I like the ideas behind it, and I love Soul Eater, so I would love to bring Soul Eater on the show. I will say, I feel like comparing Death to Endeavor is a little interesting.
They're definitely not one to one.
Death was like a very like he a chill dude. He had expectation, but he a chill dude. Whereas Endeavor is like, I'm gonna beat the ever living fuck out of you until you are like the best me that you could be.
What does that say about Endeavor when literal death is nicer to his kid?
I think it is kind of like expectations is the name of the game here, connection wise. Like a big thing is a lot of people in universe kind of perceive Todoroki as mini Endeavor, and a lot of people could say a similar thing for Death the Kid.
Yeah, I think that's where the matchup really works. Is that living up to that expectation, whether it's by Death the Kid who just has like, hey, my dad is Death, and every time I fuck up, it's kind of thrown in my face that my father is the guy running shit. I need to have that high expectation. And then Todoroki, who is like his expectations are out of spite. At least in the beginning, because it does change throughout My Hero Academia's story.
Yeah.
And him and his dad connect on a more deep level. I don't know how deep it goes because he kind of did like fuck up his entire family, but I know at least they got to a point where it wasn't as there wasn't as much animosity. And I like the idea of the fight and how they would realistically fight each other.
Yeah.
The fire and the ice versus the jet board and the guns is just such a cool kind of dynamic.
Yeah.
The pinky guns. Nobody can. I'm doing all these visual bits, and I'm just realizing nobody can see me.
They can see like the very bottom left of your screen. You could do like a gang sign in the bottom left corner, and they'd catch it.
Computer, enhance for visual gag.
All right. Do we want to move on?
You could move me down.
Oh, I can move you. I can put you right in the center.
I think we should move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't put me right in the center. Oh, okay. I
Rod
see.
Sullivan, he's the guy from Ice Cream. Ice Cream is this like, I don't want to say slop, that sounds mean, but it's kind of like one of those like an indie horror type thing. It's one of those.
Somebody said Death and Endeavor just sitting awkwardly in a school waiting room before being called in to talk about why their kids were fighting.
but basically,
I love that.
Rod is a serial killer who kidnaps children. He's like an ice cream salesman. So he apparently, from what I read, just really hits fat people. Like he's fine with skinny kids, but like if you're a fat kid, he hates you.
Aren't the fat kids keeping you in business?
I mean, he's a serial killer first, I imagine. So
You don't need to
Really?
keep holding me in the center of the screen, Sherm. It's okay.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. So how is Rod Sullivan versus Circus Baby good? How do we feel?
I don't know. I guess it's whatever. I think the idea is like they hang on. Give me a minute. Because I need to check something for I need to check something for myself before I do this.
I guess my
I
question
said-
is like I don't know if Circus Baby is on the top of my list for FNAF representation, but I guess it's better than like I guess Circus Baby is better than a lot of options, maybe like top 5.
I like how the ice connections for these two is literally they're kidnappers, but they also give out ice cream.
I mean, ice
sometimes.
cream is the main connection, so in a way, it's more of an ice matchup than Death versus Todoroki was.
Hey, we didn't have a strict rule on what you're allowed to submit. So
I know. That was less of me docking points and me pointing out a funny coincidence.
So I'm reading these semantics, and these are formatted very weird. I think the idea is like they are children who like I think their parents like.
Why am I so big, Sherm?
Well, it's better than
Okay,
just looking at
okay.
text.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop suggesting. I'm gonna stop trying to explain.
We were
matchups that
waiting
our
for you
people-
patiently.
Well, sorry, I've come across these connections, and they seem like they've been written by AI.
Oh no. Let's get out of here.
no.
Alright, Shimo
All
versus
right,
Bewilderbeast.
Shimo versus Bewilderbeast. Who the hell is Shimo and who the hell is Bewilderbeast?
Shimo is the
Bewilderbeast-
ice dragon from the Hidden World, Kong
Isn't
versus
Be-
Godzilla. And
Isn't
Bewilderbeast-
Bewilderbeast the How to Train Your Dragon one?
Yeah, they are both giant kaiju-sized ice dragons that were tortured into obedience. That's the big connections. We talked about this a bit in our Elemental cast, and I was a
I
bit
remember this one.
I was a bit rough on it, but maybe someone else wants to be more positive this time.
No, I didn't hear why you were rough on it, so I'd like to retread old ground.
My basic thing was like these are like such like random characters to pick for like a Godzilla rep and a How to Train Your Dragon rep. I was like, why these guys? But like the connections do make sense. It would be an ice dragon fight, which is kind of cool. But it's like ice dragon fight that don't fly. They're like grounded. They like walk on 4 legs and stuff. They're like ankylosauruses.
I mean, you'd basically just treat it like a Godzilla fight where they just ravage through, causing ice and mayhem along the way.
He said he didn't use AI. He's just bad at English. That's our bad. Should have wrote it in Spanish then.
Well, not that person. I found the connections on like Reddit. So
Okay.
I wasn't looking at the one that the guy submitted. I wasn't saying that he used AI, unless maybe he wrote the connection,
Okay.
which then I feel bad.
Do we want to talk about
continue
Noel Holiday from Deltarune versus Sheena Falafel from Fuga Melodies of Steel?
I'm okay.
What the heck is Fuga Melodies of Steel?
I'm fine personally.
I like the name Sheena Falafel. I guess I'll do.
That is a fun name. That
I'll
is a
pull
very
a
fun
death battle
name.
in Machamp this because we don't know.
I like. I don't know if Noelle would be the Deltarune card I'd want to use right now.
What does Noel even do?
She has the whole Snowgrave route, so a lot of ice
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh no.
That feels like a character we cover after Delta.
Yeah, I feel like we should just see where they're going with her right now, because unlike someone like, Tenor or Spampton, they're a very big part of the narrative.
Yeah.
I Machamped it because you stumped us on Falafel.
What does Machamp
So
do?
I found a post on it, but all there is an image of a thumbnail, and there's no connection listed or anything. I was gonna read it, but
Does it? I guess can we very briefly know what is Fuga Melodies of Steel? Is that like an indie game? Old
Someone
school
said
RPG?
it's furry advanced wars.
Oh, okay. That's actually a great explanation.
Oh.
All right, good to know. Advance Wars
that-
versus Deltarune.
oh,
that's
I do know
interesting.
this. I do know this game.
As soon as we mention
I've never-
furry, of course he pipes up.
No. I've never. You see my Steam. You can see my Steam library. I swear I don't own it.
Zing!
Looks around. No.
Zingo!
My brother is very much into games like this, and he was like, "Did you hear about this?" And I was like, "No," and he's like, "It's bad." So it's furry Ace Combat or whatever it's called.
Advanced
Ace
Wars.
Combat. Sorry, Croat.
Furry
I
Ace
see what I
Combat
said.
is Star Fox.
So if we have nothing,
That's not even true.
if we have nothing to say, and we're dancing around the matchup, should we just move on?
Yeah,
Saul,
Ice
do
King
you
versus
know-
Millennium Earl.
Okay, I can talk about this one. So, Millennium Earl is from D Grey Man, which I don't say it's not too niche, but it's not too popular, right? It kind of falls in the center. But the idea of this matchup is that they are once kind individuals with the love of their life, who like they would get an ancient power which would drive them mad and crazy and turn them into these antagonistic individuals. Is kind of the general theme of it, right?
Does Millennium
Yeah,
Arrow
it's
have any
the
themes
Ice
of
King
like
matchup that
grief,
Yeah.
like death?
Sorry, two people spoke
Say
it
again?
there.
I was just
What'd you
asking
say,
if
Sher?
Millennium Arrow had any themes of like grief or death or. Anything.
Well, I mean, he has his he has the fast he has like he is really close with individuals like Nia within the story, who is like the
well, even outside of that, his whole shtick is preying on people's like depression shit like that.
yeah. He has some cool powers from what I looked into him. Like you can transform things, he can summon his main thing is like summoning things, right? And he can also consume souls of people in his tendrils. It seems decent Ice King matchup. Not a huge lover of it, but it's okay.
It's one that actually explores his backstory, right? And that's like
Yeah,
the
which
things that Lord Hater
is
and stuff
he-
doesn't cover.
That's the one thing I want
Which is-
out of an Ice King matchup.
Yeah.
The only issue is that I feel like I would need to pay someone more to research D Gray Man than I already pay because it's such a slogfest and it's horrible. So I would really need to give someone good money for it.
I'll always research something for the right price.
Saul will do anything to
Jesus.
research a halfway decent Ice King matchup.
That is true.
A small
It's
price
just
to
I
pay
watched
for
I watched
something
D Gray Man's anime, and then I was like, I absolutely can't stand this shit. And then I saw a lot of forums online being like, the anime really fixed things. I'm like, hell no, I'm not reading that manga. Hell no.
Oh.
We want to talk about Weiss versus Amity now.
It looks like
Yeah.
the cookie monster spat on me.
I like Weiss versus Amity. As far as Ruby matchups go, I like the idea of like a Ruby versus Owl House matchup. I like that series combo. And this is a very good one. I think the fight dynamic is fun, where they summon goop monsters and their spectral ice knights. A lot of Amity's magic and glyphs we wanted to give her to her, but she also has a lot of her own magic going against Weiss's glyphs, not glyphs. Whatever her circle
Summons.
things are called.
magic circles.
Are for Weiss, are they just called magic circles?
Oh, I thought you were talking about like Amity's.
Whatever, like
thing,
her
no,
family
Weiss
thing
are-
is, where like she does a circle on the ground or in the air, and a elemental gravity time fire thing happens.
Yeah, those are glyphs.
Oh, they both have glyphs. Interesting.
Yeah,
Fun-
yeah.
That's
It's
a fun
just
connection.
when she summons, they're summoning glyphs.
Yeah. All right, so they both have
It
glyphs.
made me huge just for me to leave. God damn it.
I like the idea of like Amity being her magic is more powerful than Weiss's stuff, but Weiss is faster and has like aura, which I think at this level aura is a relevant factor in the debate. I think there's a lot of cool stuff about this. Weiss is maybe the best character in Ruby, so that's a cool thing. Yeah, overall, I like this matchup. Very good option. It's in the pool of consideration for me, at least.
Oh yeah.
Um, I mean,
Uh,
like for this matchup, right? Yeah, I've seen this matchup like float around. Like honestly, think like I think like this matchup is like if for me like when it's like Ruby. Like I mean, there's even another like a Ruby like Ahas matchup. I think this just vibes very well. Like both series mesh like very well with each other. Like Waste, Amity. We even have like Edo Crow. Like this they cook. They
Yeah,
cook.
for real.
Yeah.
yeah, this is definitely
Please support a good friend of I'm not going to say the channel, but a pal of mine named Carbonated Gem, who is currently working on this play with her wife, I believe.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
yeah. The animation looks great, but yeah, this is. I love Amity and her spread in general, but out of all of them, I think Weiss is her strongest option. I love the thematics behind it, as you said before. Amity's variety of spells with Weiss's variety of glyphs, both summoning and non-summoning, are really great and would lead to dynamics, especially since Amity has her abominations that pair very well against the summons. Like, yeah, just really great matchup.
Shrek
Is
versus
it
Manny from
is
Ice
that
Age.
tyranny as in the tyranny that works with us, or is this a different tyranny? I was gonna say if the first time you interact a stream is to talk about Shrek versus Manny, I'm gonna scream.
Now, hear us out. Shrek 5 is coming out. Shrek versus Manny could do numbers.
Wait,
Crystal.
like Manny from Ice Age.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, the man.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
what?
I mean, I understand the matchup a lot. They go on very similar journeys of like, they kind of start off not really liked by people around them. You have the whole, like them not really fitting into the world. They come across an annoying sidekick who gets them to open up. You have them with their like family is. I feel like I don't feel what's so like what to get. I feel like this is probably one of the better ones thematically.
Honestly,
So
this is one of my favorites for Trek. Honestly,
I
This
guess
is
my
like-
thing is I didn't realize Ice Age had like a versus audience.
I mean, people really love Mort versus Scrat.
Yeah, but that's like for a very different reason than Manny is like the grounded side of Ice Age, as much as you could say that.
No, not
wait, wait a sec. Wait. Sorry, this is genuinely the first time I've ever heard of this match. I'm like, I'm just.
John was acting like he's discovered alien life.
I got like, for real, I'm like, wait, I'm just like processing him, like Shrek versus man. I was like, the man. Like,
Yeah.
huh.
Anyway, so I think this is really funny.
Should we do it?
I think it'd be a fun fight. I feel like there's a world where you just do this as a 3v3 with Shrek, Donkey, Puss, Manny, Sid, Diego, right? Like
Maybe,
those,
maybe.
because I mean, at least with Manny and those, they're like a trio, you know?
I will say I'm hesitant on this, partially because I don't think the Ice Age movies are as good as the Shrek movies. And I think Shrek also has like some, depending on what canon and material we give him, like Shrek has like an arsenal. I don't really know if Manny can necessarily. Maybe Manny has some video games. Who am I to say? I don't know.
Yeah, he does.
All right, then maybe this is all right.
also keep in mind that this is an ogre going against a giant mammoth. Like, even if Shrek like scales well in AP, like there's still a fact of like him being a mammoth that's going to make for an interesting fight dynamic.
We're also kind of pretending like Shrek is Haxman when he's a brawler.
I know he's
Right.
a brawler. Just like I remember, like
but
him having like potions and stuff.
He doesn't really use that outside of that's not his main fight dynamic. He's not like Plague Knight from Shovel Knight. He does a lot of like throwing hands and boxing, well not boxing, but wrestling, and very improvisational based on like whatever's around him. I don't know if he would give him like potions that he used once because he was at a location. That's like giving me a bow and arrow because I did archery for my friend's birthday.
And that's kind of what we do in this show is we like look at like stuff they've used and maybe like we kind of full potential them a little bit. But I definitely see what you're saying.
I accidentally cut myself on a knife and it healed, so I'm very
That's fast.
resistant to.
I have regeneration.
Yeah, I
Wait,
got
wait,
like
what? Wait, like for a bit, like you're like reverse curse technique or something. I was like, whoa, like that just happened. Whoa, okay, nice.
What's the
Crazy.
next matchup?
Ice King versus
It's-
Lord Garmadon. Adventure Time versus Ninjago.
So this is another one that does actually go into the past. The idea is that they are cartoon antagonists who are mentally and physically corrupted by outside influences that makes them become like the lords of the slash kings of respective places. They are like their tragedy is mostly around like the ruined relationships between like the love of their lives, and they have very like there's a lot of tension between like their child figures, like Garmadon and Lloyd and Marceline and Ice King,
Mm-hmm.
where it's
Yeah.
like they still trying to care for them, but they are a little bit kooky and gone. And then they have the kind of like them being able to rid of that curse, allowing them to reform permanently in Ice King, say more temporarily in Garmadon's. With their mental state still being in ruin, but they're able to kind of reconcile and work through that emotion.
I do wonder something. I feel like a big appealing part of like the Ice King Simon story is the tragedy of like how much Simon lost that he can never get back. With Garmadon, there's not necessarily that specific tragedy because it feels like all of his friends and family are just immortal. So as soon as like he gets redeemed, it's just like, all right, now we're one big happy family again.
I mean, not really, because it's still like things have happened and stuff, and there's I forget. And there's still like he gets uncorrupted for a bit and then he gets recorrupted. So there's instead of that tragedy of like, oh, look how much he missed, it's like what could have been if he stayed uncorrupted.
But doesn't he like get redeemed a second time?
They kind of Ninjago is a show that just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
There's so many things. I don't think that's a detriment to the matchup though.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a lot better than most of Ice King's thematically.
I like the dynamic between the two of them. I like the Ice Crown just being able to bounce off of the abilities that Garmadon has. Like him, he's got a lot of like physical stuff that he's able to do, but like he can create electricity. He uses the element of destruction, which allows him to do a bunch of different stuff. He has dark magic. I like this. I think it's really fun. It's decent as a matchup. It's really debatable, I would say, as well.
Okay.
There's a steep bid. I forget what it is. I think it's like 100,000 to 400,000 universal feet for Garmadon.
That's funny.
Oh wow.
Stupid overlord.
Does anyone know Counterside?
I can talk a little bit about it. I haven't touched Counterside in a while.
You know
And
Regina
I'm very
McCready.
So she is a character who she was part of some company. I think it was an archaeology company, and then she left it because something happened. And then she ended up coming back after getting a lot of powers and all this shit. I remember that she gets kidnapped at some point, and then when she gets rescued, people died, and she feels guilty about it, which turned her very emotionless when it came to doing things, which is probably like where the connection with Esdeath comes along, because Esdeath also doesn't give a fuck about anything. Does anyone here not know who Esdeath is?
I'm very
Or
familiar with
can I-
Esdeath. I watched and read her manga and
Yeah.
anime.
Is the flag
Okay.
from like the Kamiga Kill?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
familiar with Esteth.
I guess like the thing is
Okay,
like Esdeath
so-
likes killing people. Is Regina emotionless in that Regina now kills people
No,
for fun?
no. She's like she's kind of the opposite of Esdeath. In terms of she doesn't enjoy that kind of stuff. She'll do it as like a means to an end, but she doesn't like doing that stuff. Whereas Esdeath is a lot more. There is kind of no means to her end, or at least she doesn't care about it. She just wants to fucking fight. Her main thing isn't necessarily wanting to kill; it's just wanting to have a good fight, kind of like a la Kenpachi. Um, the big thing with this that I find really funny is that I think Estheth's main shtick just doesn't work on Regina at all. Um, she has an ability. So everyone knows Esdeath has a broken ability that like warps space and time and kind of like stops time using freezing magic, right? Um, Regina has a spell that stops someone from being able to manipulate any space or time around her, making it so Esdeath couldn't actually even pull off her time stop at all. And on top of that, Regina also has an ability. I had to look it up because I couldn't remember exactly what it did. It's called Informational Spread Freeze, and it prevents the dissemination of physical information.
Huh.
So if she uses that, Esdeath just won't be able to adapt to anything, and then she just gets fucked.
I feel kind of bad. You're not really selling me on this idea.
Well, I don't. I guess it's because I kind of don't like.
I mean, I'm kind
I
of getting
guess
sold on
there's
it a
some.
little.
I'm not
I
really.
guess there's some contrast, but I feel like Esdeath doesn't really have much she can do. Especially, there's another skill in this list called Cognitive Ability Freeze, which prevents entities from using their cognitive senses and abilities. Like, I don't know how you fight that. It is very much like Countersight is kind of hard to do in versus for that reason because their abilities are so specific
I mean, is that
and
based
like
on like literally like freezing them like with cold?
no, it's just it's like SS time freeze. It's like it's called a freeze, but it's not like legitimately like using ice magic per se. It is magic. It's just like you're not freezing their senses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is
It's very
shaped
hard.
like
I
a
think
matchup I like. I just need to be sold on it more.
I think if Esdeath has a resistance to some of the mind altering effects, then this is a really good matchup. But if she doesn't, she kind of just gets destroyed. I don't remember if there's any mind manipulation resistances in Akame ga Kill. But moving on.
Iceman versus Hyoga from Saint Seiya. Any Saint
Anyone know
Seiya
Hyoga?
knowledgeable people here?
Okay,
No.
I can I got some Saint Seiya knowledge, and all I gotta tell you is, ha, 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 because that's all he fucking does in that show, bro. That's all he does.
I mean, that is the position he appears to be in. He's got his hands clasped and everything.
So there's a game called J-Star Victory Versus that I bought back in the day, and I started watching a lot of anime because I wanted to understand more references from the game, right? And he was one of them. I believe his whole story is based around his sister or someone he cares about being frozen in ice, him getting these ice powers to try and like save her without killing her. I think is kind of like I could be remembering this completely wrong, but and I remember he puts on the armor and gets the ice abilities because he wants to save somebody from a deadly situation that they are like stuck in, and continuously throughout the show he'll go to like this ice glacier and just like be like, I promise I'll save you, and then I don't know if he even does. But his whole thing is ice manipulation and stuff like that. The thing is that his ice can be redirected towards him, meaning he doesn't have a resistance to it, and Iceman probably fucks him up.
I don't really see any thematic connections with Bobby.
I don't really know Iceman's backstory, if I'm being quite honest. J Stars is the one where Madaraka can fight Bobobo. That is correct.
I mean, it might be like
Here's
debatable, maybe AP wise. Saint Seiya versus Marvel Herald.
I don't know how high Saint Seiya scales, but people want Saint Seiya himself to fight Shazam, and I think people think that's close. So maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we just have to move on?
Yeah,
Because no one can really comment.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about Saint Seiya scaling. I never actually finished the show because I was like, please, anything else.
Frostlass
What
versus
is it?
Blizzaria. Pokemon versus Yokai Watch.
Oh, okay. So the respective kind of ice.
They seem
Yeah,
to be based on the
Japanese
same
folklore.
yokai from Japanese
Yeah, the,
folklore.
Yeah.
Yokioni.
I was worried. I was worried for a minute of like, God, I really hope this isn't just a Pokemon versus a character, but a Pokemon versus a Yokai Watch. That's cool. I don't know if Frostlass is particularly the Pokemon any of us would be dying to use. Glady's better anyway.
I mean, I do like Frostlass.
I mean,
I like
Mega
their Mega
Frostlass
form.
is a better Mega. So
I don't know in the depths of Pokemon characters would anybody really be like, yeah, Frostlass?
Probably not.
yeah,
Like
this
I think
is
there's
going
other
for
Pokemon versus yokai options that do seem very cool.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm just
yeah.
Like I like the series combo.
For now, let's just take it. Let's take it as this, right? Just as it is. Let's think of it less as like a metrics type thing. What can this other girl do? I don't know anything about.
Are her
Yokai Watch.
snowflakes like shurikens?
So Blizzaria, I'm a resident person who really was obsessed with Yokai Watch. Blizzaria is so kind of what Sherm was saying. Her attacks are kind of based off like weaponizing snow and ice and kind of snowflakes in a way. Like she has attacks like Blizzard. Her main attack is called Smackdown, which is funny. She is able to like manipulate people's stats. Her in-spirit attack is called Numbify, which numbs you through sheer cold, which lowers your strength somehow. There is a fall back attack, which allows her to dodge while attacking. There is Stay Frosty, which allows her to add like the ice element to her attack, you know? So she has some other stuff, like she can heal, she can generate fields that buffs her stats. Probably the most important thing to this fight in terms of a debate and dynamic is she basically has the Yokai Watch version of Disable.
Oh.
She has a move called Seal Technique, which, as you might imagine, seals one of the moves that you're able to use.
Oh.
So she has a lot of ice-based stuff, which, to be fair, I think it's very funny that if she made her normal attacks into ice attacks, that would actually be worse for her because ice resists. I think ice resists ice in Pokemon.
I think so.
Yeah.
So if she makes it,
freeze a snowman?
I mean, it's better because normal doesn't even hit ghost types like Frostlass, so...
I mean, more like her normal attacks would just be treated as attacks, right?
Oh, I see it.
We wouldn't really treat them as normal attacks, but she's specifically powering her attacks up with ice attacks, so she's just doing a bunch of resisted hits. But I think on its own, this is actually pretty fun. I like it. Thank you for submitting it. I like this.
Frostlass is a ghost type as well. Does Blizzaria have any ghost stuff going on?
No, she's basically just an ice Oni.
Yeah, but
yeah, at the basis of being a yokai, I believe that just makes them a ghost because I believe all yokai are ghosts.
Yokai's already kind of delve with like the spiritual energy in that series, so I think it works well. It covers a specific niche of like, you know, the mythical inspirations and whatnot, but I think it does it really well. Like honestly, I'm down with it.
I also think to get her, you have to evolve her with an item, just like how you get Frostlass.
That's a fun little connection.
Ooh,
Shocker
thematic.
versus Captain
Oh,
Cold.
okay. I really want to talk about this one because this
All
is
right.
super cool.
Pop off.
So Shocker versus
Oh, so
Captain
big.
Cold.
Sorry, the thumbnail was just
Who's-
very big. I'm sorry, it scared me.
Oh, Sherm, it's not going to hurt you, okay?
Okay.
It's fine. Sherm, it's fine. It's just a drawing, kids. It can't hurt you.
Okay.
It's
So-
gonna stab you in the chest.
So the idea of these is that in a world of, these supervillains, these rogue galleries, these multi-powered individuals, these are just desperate men who are just trying to get by. In a world of mutants, metahumans, and other individuals, they are just tech-wielding humans who are trying to make a buck. It is a very fun matchup where so Captain Cold's entire thing is using a weapon called the Cold Gun, which is not just an ice gun, but it is a regular gun that was exposed to radiation, which allows it to fire ice. The ice itself is able to, freeze people. It's so cold that it burns your skin and leaves you numb. But it's got other effects, right? It is able to create force fields, so it can absorb kinetic energies, which is how he slows the Flash down, right? Because it's not just Flash is not just running on the ice; it's quite literally absorbing his kinetic energy. He can create a bunch of stuff out of his ice gun, including pillars to jail cells. He can create constructs. He has there's a few other things that he's able to do, but that's like his main thing, right?
Yeah.
He could throw the vibrating ice block, which is an ice block that vibrates. But Shocker's main weapon are the Vibro Smashers, which are gauntlets that create shockwaves by punching out the air in quick succession. So he punches the air and kind of compresses it into separate matter and is able to shoot them out. This is able to convert this into electricity, where they can act as like a vibrational explosive. So he is so good at this that he can target people's internal organs. And they can blast through walls. They can let him bury underground for sneak attacks. He even began to fly with them in the comics.
Oh.
His suit itself allows him to deflect attacks. It enhances his abilities. He has he can if anybody gets too close to him, it can alert him. And Spider-Man was trying to sneak attack him, it alerted him to Spider-Man and damaged Spider-Man when he got too close. So yeah, it's kind of punchy. They're not really big hacks people at the end of the day, right?
Isn't Captain Cold all hacks? That's why he can fight the Flash.
No, they're equipment people.
Okay, I guess.
But I mean, this isn't one with a bunch of complex abilities, right? This is one where it's this guy has a bunch of stuff that he's able to do with ice. This guy has a bunch of stuff that he can do with physical contact. Let's see who wins.
All right.
With Captain Cold, from what I remember, with because his freezing was really OP though. Because I remember there's a time in the comics. I think he specifically developed a version of whatever that cold gun formula is. Right? And they got I think he was able to basically use that as his powers for his hands. Right? He didn't need the cold gun anymore.
Yeah.
And when he was freezing the Flash, he wasn't. This time it wasn't even storing the kinetic energy, or whatever. It was literally freezing the part of the Speed Force or something like that. I was wait, what? That's crazy.
I think that was a very specific thing.
Okay.
I don't think that, because I actually have Shocker winning this. Funny enough.
Okay.
just because he's way better physically, should be same speed, and his mobility should just let him be able to close the gap quick enough to where he can just 1-2 punch Captain Cold. I think this is a really fun matchup. I think it's very silly. I like the idea of, oh, we bring all these really wide and crazy people onto Nebula Theater. Here's two people who are just trying to go from paycheck to paycheck.
Oh, fair.
Shocker. Wait,
Most
wouldn't
relatable characters.
Captain Cold be like really good against fast mobile characters?
Yeah, because it's specifically because his gun mode does kinetic energy stuff.
Like, wouldn't that like completely negate Shocker's like mobility advantage?
No, because it wouldn't nullify his flight.
I thought it was like an aura around him.
No, it can be, but he has to do it and actively sustain it, which isn't really good in a fight. You know the one Henry Stickmin thing where the fail when he places down the impenetrable shield and he's just fucking stuck there.
I guess
It'd be like that until the gun runs out of power.
Elsa versus Jack Frost. We also talked about this on our Elemental cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, any thoughts? I don't know.
I mean, I said I didn't like it
the-
back then, and I don't like to say I don't like something every time it shows up.
The battle of the shipping or something. I don't know.
It is
What?
definitely.
These
These two are
Wait.
shipped so much.
they are shipped a ton.
Huh?
Like
What the
you know how
fuck?
people ship like Alice from the Wonderland games with P.
This
From
was
This
from
times
Liza
10.
P.
Yeah, from Liza P.
So what-
This-
Fuck, why?
these two were very popular pairings around the time of both films.
Right.
Like,
So what-
this was like the original crack pair.
what y'all know
Yeah,
about Rise of the Brave Tangled Frozen Dragons?
It's supposed to be
Uh,
a death fight, not a death fuck. What are we doing here?
Well, you see, they have ice
Whoa.
powers, and they come from animated movies of around the same
And
time.
they have angst about controlling their powers.
Did
Like,
you know Did you know Captain Cold once put cold germs inside of a letter? Sorry,
What?
we were on about Elsa.
He put cold germs? Wait.
Does anyone here like Elsa versus Jack Frost?
Hell
I mean,
no!
like-
Nah,
my friend.
nah.
Uh-oh.
Hell no!
It does not pass my vibe check. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't
I mean,
like it
I-
either, but I want to say at least something positive about it. I like Elsa
we
and
don't-
Jack Frost as characters. Individually.
I mean, if we don't have anything positive to say, let's just move on.
Pin says
Dude,
that
I
he
just
fucks
don't
with
know.
Iceman versus Firestorm.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
I just want to say something real here. He says, secondly, I'd also like to give a big shout out to my other good friend Saul, super talented
fuck!
storyteller, has super high dedication to his
Ugh.
craft and the people around him. He's grown
Ugh.
so much from doing small time scripts on DB, and I'm so excited to see how far he goes, especially when the world can see his full Nebula episode come to life. Isn't that really sweet?
I think
I want
Pin's
everybody
just
to-
trying
I
to,
want-
trying to suck up to Saul when Saul inevitably becomes famous. Pin's gonna be like,
I
man, I,
want-
knew
And
him
on an
since he
unre-
was...
On an unrelated note, Saul, you're fired.
Oh,
Yeah.
I knew me shitting on people's matchups would get to bite me in the ass someday. I knew being the meanest one wasn't good for my long run.
Listen, someone
Why
needs
did
to
I
be
sign the
heel.
contract saying I'd be a dick? Anyway, Iceman versus Firestorm.
So
imagine getting fired for doing your job.
I really like this matchup where it's run-of-the-mill teenage individuals who, after a freak accident, gain the powers of their opposing temperatures. There's a lot more to it that I could explain in terms of their relationships with individuals.
Mhm.
I know some people are like, "Oh, fire versus ice, ho 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 ho. I wonder who wins." Iceman is cracked. He's able, so his ice is so potent that he once froze time through his ice powers. Like it's not just, oh, Firestorm just wins by being near Iceman, right? That's dumb. And if you ever thought that, you're dumb. I thought
Stupid.
I thought that for a little bit until I looked into Iceman.
Damn.
But Iceman has a bunch of different abilities, including mostly just the controlling of ice, right? He has been able to trap people like Carnage, the Juggernaut, She-Hulk. Most someone who scales to She-Hulk. He's been able to
Oblivion.
free. Okay. Nobody's going to know who Oblivion is, so there's no point for you to interrupt me. He's been able to encase a bunch of individuals in ice. He can make ice constructs. He can make ice slides. He can freeze an individual's like parts of their body. He was able to freeze. This was kind of out of character, but his freezing is so potent that he can do it on the molecular level. Isn't that cool?
Almost like that has some kind of power interaction or something.
Yeah, he can drop the temperature of individuals, so he can just make Firestorm colder, which I think is funny.
He'll just make him storm.
He can make it so cold that people struggle to think.
So he's like a combination of S-Death and the one person that was fighting S-Death at the same time. He can do both them.
Yeah. Also, if he gets like vaporized and incinerated or like blown up, he can reform his body. So he can replace his entire body with just water molecules. He can reform himself after being shattered, vaporized, stabbed. Firestorm is pretty cool himself. He is... I don't know how much people know about Firestorm outside of... He was in Injustice too. I didn't really like playing him. But he is the formation of two different individuals, Martin Stain and Ronnie Raymond. And his powers are mostly through perceiving the atomic structure and manipulating matter, which he does mainly to do fire, but he can make like metal, he can make air into steel, he can make helicopters into Coca-Cola bottles. He's made ice stuff before, he's made constructs. So it's not just fire, despite what the name would kind of lead you to believe.
Yeah, his head's on fire. That's
yeah.
insane.
I like this. It's fun. Very cool. I would like this would technically be a Pride matchup as well.
Oh yeah, Bobby. He's one of the more well-known.
Yeah.
Reps.
And maybe you'll see it debated on Fan Metal Cast as
Probably
Maybe.
not.
Probably not, but maybe.
well.
Firestorm was in
Jack Frost.
CW and Justice League Action as like one of the main characters, so he's kind of maybe not top billing, but he's like pretty well known by DC standards, I feel, nowadays.
I remember watching Days of Future Past, the opening when he's trying to freeze a Sentinel, and it gets like really hot and grabs his head and crushes it, and it's like I remember being very scared of that.
The Sentinels were scary in that movie. They were crawling up walls and shit. Jack Frost versus Rumpelstiltskin. Which version of both characters?
That's my question. Does Rumpelstiltskin have
Folklore
I can
versus
easily
folklore?
let's see. Let me look up and see if I got an immediate.
I think it's Santa Claus 3 and Shrek Forever After.
Oh hell yeah! I'm in. I'm back in. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen this one in the cast before.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what can Rumpelstiltskin do by himself?
So he
like,
can
makes
actually do it.
deals, but
I mean, he has the witches.
with this, but Jack Frost doesn't really have an army. Is it just Jack Frost pulling up to his house and trying to like fuck everyone up? Like,
I mean, that makes sense to be fair.
Yeah.
He does mostly fight through using that, but I'm pretty sure he has some stuff that he's able to do on his own in like spin-offs.
I mean, I loved the Santa Claus movies, not because they're good, but I love them. I'd love to talk about Jack Frost. I
do.
He sent the geese
I
flying
remember-
north for the winter.
I think what else? Because he's very manipulative and he has a lot of stuff that he's able to do.
Yeah.
Isn't there like 100 witches?
There's a lot of witches. There's like a whole castle full of them. It's like a video game
I-
level.
I really hope that. Oh my gosh! Would he get the Pied Piper?
But the Pied Piper specifically has to like go to a setting on the pot flute. He might not have a mythical spirit of Christmas option on his flute.
Maybe. I
'Cause
think
it's not a
humanoid
human.
just kind of works. I just think it'd be very funny if like Pied Piper would be so busted.
I'm not. I need to hear more, but I'm liking what I'm hearing so far. This matchup has potential.
Could you imagine? Oh, the first Nebula Theater episode to not end in death, not end in KO, but end in submissions through dance.
Hell yeah!
We'd have to write like a music number.
I think he just sold Slime off of the matchup.
That's so silly.
Prime would pay good money to do a musical episode.
If that's our first
Would.
musical episode, I don't know. Toshiro Hitsugaya versus Gray Fullbuster. Plime, this feels like a you matchup to explain.
Okay, I don't know anything about Gray. All right, if somebody has fairy tale knowledge,
I watched
you can
Gray
tell me.
versus
I
Isdef.
have. Oh, I have fairy tale knowledge.
So Toshiro is one of the captains of the Gote 13. He is specifically the one that takes over Ichigo's dad's squad. He is one of the funniest characters in the entire show, in the entire manga. And I don't mean for any actual funny reasons, but because when he goes into his Bankai, which is like his super form, right? He turns into this ice dragon, right? And he has 3 little things floating above his head. And those things, as he fights, break away slowly. So he always fought with the mindset of he can't let them all break, or else he's going to run out of his power and lose. So every fight with him is like a speed run. Cut to the last arc, where he's training to fight the guy that literally warps reality. He lets it run out, and he finds out that when the last shard of ice breaks, that's when his real power comes out. So this
Damn.
whole time he was fighting, thinking he was on a time limit and getting his ass kicked. He could have literally just waited and won any of his fights.
He was speedrunning when he should have been stalling. Oh my god.
Man, he's probably
Correct.
like, man, why does my Bankai suck? Why is it we're doing this? He was using it wrong. That's hilarious.
But his whole shtick is ice. He can freeze the air pretty quickly, creating like ice pillars. He once manipulated the weather over an entire city to make it start snowing, and anything that those little snowflakes would hit would just freeze instantly, right? It would start like covering the whole city in ice. That's how he beats Hollybell in that arc. His full Bankai is just like a stronger variant. We haven't seen it animated yet, which just like Uryu and the rest of them, I'm assuming he's going to get more abilities and powers. Because the last arc of Bleach in the manga was kind of a speed run to just kind of get to the end. So he's probably going to get more, but as far as we can tell, that his Bankai's full power is just like more power than what his previous Bankai was. And he fights with a sword. That's kind of the gist of it. It's just a lot of ice-based abilities, and I think Gray is like the same.
Yeah. His whole shtick is that he was, Fairy Tail just has obscene amounts of like revealing a sad tragic backstory and then revealing even more tragic backstory on top of tragic backstory. So to keep things concise, when he was young, his mother, he was an orphan, got adopted by this girl who trained him to use ice make magic, which is basically just using ice to create things that he fights with. He can make like a giant hammer, ice blades. He makes cannons out of pure ice just to freeze people with. And, his mentor uses a technique called ice shell that he could possibly use. He's never used it before because when you do it, you basically turn your soul and seal whatever your target is inside of it. And eventually he also is able to inherit demon ice slaying magic, which is basically ice slaying magic that turns him part demon, allows him to eat ice in order to regenerate, and is effective at killing demons. So I don't really know much about like his character to really compare thematics, but like it would be very interesting just to see the comparison of like, Gray trying to eat one of like the ice pillars from the dragon form, not knowing that he's actually accelerating the ice dragon into like, becoming more powerful, and just seeing how like the demon and dragon size of their powers kind of manipulating the fight.
Does the ice dragon shatter because it's like melting?
So, it's like these three. It's not like the dragon. It's the dragon himself. So his arms get like ice claws. He's got big ice wings. But there's these three things that hover above him, and they shatter. So the longer he fights, the more shatter. So these three things are segmented into 4 parts. One part will break, then one part, then one part, then one part, and then it'll move to the second one.
Okay.
What if Gray can Gray refreeze the dragon to keep it from breaking and accessing his full power?
That'd be hilarious. I don't know. Toshiro's kind of got a similar kind of like, just generally the Soul Society or like the area around it is filled with a bunch of orphans, because when your soul is brought up there, you kind of don't know anyone. It's such a large place that you kind of just have to settle where you settle. And the people born there, if they're not in the Soul Society, are typically really poor. So there's a lot of orphans everywhere, and Toshiro was kind of one of them that was like orphaned, but then kind of because he knew people in the army, kind of just joined the army afterwards. A lot of his backstory is unknown, but at least that part's kind of similar.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go, y'all, but this is nice chilling here and stuff like that.
Are you leaving me? How
Yeah,
dare
I
you?
gotta, unfortunately, I gotta head out.
That's cold, man.
It really is. I like, okay. I see that. Okay, I see what you did there. But yeah, y'all have a blessed day. Have a chill day. Ooh, see what you got. Yeah. All right, I'll catch y'all.
Yep. Bye.
See you later. We got 2 more to go. We'll do our 3 highlights, and then we'll end off because, oh my god, it's 2 hours. Yeah, let's keep going.
Pyro
versus May from Overwatch.
We've also talked about this on our Elemental cast. The series rivalry. Not the worst option for either, but I don't know if it's the best either. Probably their most popular by a long shot, but yeah.
I don't know much about Overwatch because I refuse to play it. I'm assuming they're both Pyro is fire and she's ice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Basically,
the connections boil down to their playstyles are similar, and it's fire versus ice.
Yeah. Like May, when she uses her ice, it's more about slowing and making it so you can't move and being the most annoying thing on the map. And Pyro is more about applying burn and just basically putting a timer on whoever they hit until they burn to death and die. Like, it's a simple matchup, but it's one I like.
Now, in the grand scheme of Overwatch versus Team Fortress 2, is there other better matchups for the series pairing?
There's Heavy versus Zarya and Heavy versus Mauga, 2 heavy matchups.
Besides the heavy ones, I don't know. I haven't really been keeping up with Overwatch much, but
I don't know. Realistically, it's like the heavy one. Like, there are character comparisons, but they're not good for the most part. It's the heavy ones, and I think you could argue like Soldier versus either Pharah or 76 both have similar merit.
Yeah. And of course, if we wanted to, we could also do Scout versus Tracer, because people still want a rerun for that, but It's not one I'm particularly interested in.
I just think like the rivalry of these two isn't worth doing over like other more interesting specific matchups for TF2 and Overwatch.
Yeah.
I feel like it's fine, but it's like a relatively low priority for me personally. The
Yeah,
rap
like,
battles
I
were
think
good.
I think it's neat, but like I wouldn't like go out of my way to push for it. But if we ended up doing it, it'd be like, oh, nice.
Oh, there's Sombra versus Spy. Eh.
Yeah.
Thank you for that input. And then we have the last one, Ura Ame versus Vanilla Ice. Jobber left before the JoJo one.
And the
Ah,
JJK one. I would have been
no!
happy on two fronts.
I don't know. Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen. Fuck, I don't even remember who that character is. Hold on.
Anyone know Uru Ame?
Hold on. I'll know
Urame.
it in like 2 fucking seconds. Oh, it's okay. So it's the ice person for anime only fans. I think the only time we've seen her is when they're fighting Mahito. She's the white-haired girl that protects Gato's body. So like and starts freezing everything before someone overpowers her and she has to back off. But she has a shit ton of ice-based abilities to fight with. A
So
lot of that would be going into unnecessary manga spoilers. That's literally just gonna get adapted like this year, I think. So I might not elaborate more on that.
you don't have to elaborate much on the thematics. All I want to know is, are there thematics between Vanilla Ice and this Jujutsu Kaisen character?
Well, there certainly aren't power interactions because Vanilla Ice does not have ice powers. Vanilla Ice has like a portal to like a black hole death void.
Yeah, it's basically
no,
just...
sorry. My real quick, that person is gender neutral. I fucked up. My bad.
Oh, oops.
So I
But yeah, just because like Vanilla Ice, despite the name, just does it. So I'm just trying to figure out if this is like an actual matchup or is this just like, haha, ice pun.
What does Vanilla Ice do?
Vanilla Ice basically, his stand kind of does this thing where like it consumes itself and then turns into like this sphere that erases anything it touches. But while he's in his state like this, he can't really see well, so he's basically like a blind delete button, where he basically has to charge, hope he hits something, but anything he does touch gets instantly erased, like the hand.
okay, so the
He's
connection.
also a vampire, so he burns up in the sun, but has like undead resistance and regeneration and all that crap.
The connections seem to be they're incredibly loyal servants of the big bad, being Dio and Sukuna.
Okay.
And it's also like cursed spirit versus vampire, so they're like supernatural entities.
All right, I can see that.
And then the ice thing is like a joke connection because the name is ice, but it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
actual ice powers.
Oh, does this person have like a cursed spirit?
I think they are a cursed spirit.
Well, they're an incarnation from 1,000 years ago.
Oh, got it. All right. This one seems all right.
Good
and
matchup.
that is the last one for this. I'm gonna end the poll and see what we are at.
I don't think I won, but it's the winner.
Henna with 40% won.
Good job, Zoro. You've
And
weaponized Deltarune popularity. I hope you're happy.
58 votes. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Monica second, narrator third, War Machine fourth. Now I am gonna do what I said I was gonna do before. Are you ready for this? While we watch those three and end things off.
Yeah. What are we gonna do?
Who should Caine fight? Hold on. Are you ready for this?
This is gonna be
Henna, Alistair.
Guys,
All
Let's see
then.
where this goes.
Guys.
Let's see where this goes.
I'm gonna put
chat,
this.
lock in. Chat, lock in. Chat, lock in. Chat, 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 chat. Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna
thank
switch
you.
this to the
Alright,
starting screen
sure.
real fast.
All right.
I just Alistair like spiked.
Oh wait, we still need to see what you're seeing, so you need to share.
Oh yes.
Hello.
So that means
Now it
they're
looks
gonna
even
see...
worse.
It looks
You can always,
even worse.
you can
Oh.
always just full screen your stream and then just keep it like that.
I'm working on it. It looked so cool until everyone left messing with the ratio. Hang on, I can fix this. Just entertain the
Darn it,
audience.
Saul and Jobber,
Which one
people
do we
who
wanna
are not
watch
here
first?
right now.
The one that's currently up, I guess.
Yeah, that
We
works.
could do Lich vs. Aku. Very topical. Who made this? Hell of a voice actor and Boom Broccoli VA.
All right, I'm gonna hit the play.
I've never seen these.
Yes, very good. Extra thick.
Man, I love Aku.
So good.
What? He's here?
I'm assuming everyone here has
So
seen Samurai
long.
Jack Nebula.
Yeah, or at least yeah. I
Yeah.
love Samurai Jack.
Samurai. Wait.
For the fan battle, we'll be talking about that next week along with Century Prime.
You look awful.
Oh, it's kind of similar setup. for the fan battle.
Sorrow, hear me. I have bested your greatest adversary.
Very different
Reduced
voices.
him to a husk, much like your fruitless empire that reaches beyond the stars. Relinquish your power to me instead, so I may fulfill
Very
my
similar setup.
as the seasons wheel.
Want
No,
to change the caption
I
settings?
do not.
Such insolence will only be rewarded by suffering in the pit of death. What the?
You cannot evade what is inevitable, Aku.
Fool! Your demise was assured the moment you denounced the mighty Aku!
This was very cool.
Fool!
If you didn't know, this was actually in Moloch's pitch video when he pitched this to Ben and Chad forever ago.
Oh, like was it the fan dub or
I-
just the animatic?
I think just the animatic, specifically the storyboard.
Yeah, because it's original by Moloch. Yeah.
Ah,
This is like the storyboard.
Extra thick!
I like that.
Alright.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, this is a very
Uh-huh.
well done storyboard that does show that the matchup is very fun.
Oh yeah.
What
It
do
is-
you want to
it
do?
is
Dimitri
very
versus Slay or Nazo versus Turbo?
Yeah, let's end on the Nazo one. So do Dimitri versus Slayer next.
Alright.
So to my knowledge, this was a Realm of Gods episode that got that worked on. That is my name as the voice of Dimitri, but that is not me. It's not spelled right. Something's fucked up.
Hang on.
Um,
Hang on. So, are you sure they didn't just edit clips of you for the sake of voicing this?
Wait.
no, because
You
this
voiced
this was long before I met Aqua, right? So from my understanding, this was supposed to be a Realm of Gods episode. I think it got voted on, and then a lot of production shit happened, and they ended up not wanting to scrap it, so they released it. And I personally think that it's for the best that it got out, even if it's not to current Realm of God standards. Just because you already spent money on it, you might as well.
Yeah.
Only 5,000 views is criminal, though. Let's do it. Let's watch it.
Let's give it
I'd
another
like
one.
this, but I'm on your channel, so I don't have likability.
Yeah. Nobody likes you. No, I'm kidding. And it's just playing a death metal song
It is.
for.
Now, I understand one given into such bloodlust so callously. But I draw the line at partaking in enjoyment from it. Especially when that enjoyment happens to come from my wife.
And
Well, that's fucked up.
why exactly should I care for the life of an
I haven't seen this, just for people who don't know.
Maybe someone needs to teach you the lesson in the value of a life, Maximov.
I like his voice. Not that voice.
You're doing great as a voice actor, I will say.
I know. Shit. I really brought my A game today.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
The voice is incredible.
Your accent.
It's hard to tell that he's even vegan.
Too scared to face me? What kind of a Nightwalker are you?
I am no mere
I love the
Nightwalker,
juxtaposition of the
you
Dark
blithering
Stalker
idiot.
sprite next to the fucking Guilty
I
Gear
am one amongst the dark.
I think that's like the crappy sprite they used from like Capcom Fighting Evolution 2.
It's called Aura.
It's
bro.
I believe it's from SBC Chaos.
Oh, I never even heard of that game.
This
It is
animation looks
a-
awesome.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
They really did. They really cooked.
Why won't you die already?
So SBC
you
Chaos
disgusting
is
excuse for a
SNK's
creature.
version of Capcom vs. SNK. Capcom vs. SNK and Capcom vs. SNK 2 is made by Capcom. SBC Chaos is made by SNK. It has different characters, play styles, stuff like that.
I like what you've done with the place. Maybe now you realize what the value of one's life is worth?
Life? Life? I am immortal!
Now, I don't know if he would be like that.
There is no life. Only the
mean-
dark. Immortal always!
What did you do?
Do you even understand what the
Always!
Do you even understand what the definition of immortality really means? It means that I, and only I, cannot die. So please, allow me to show you how it's done. Oh, this is exactly like... Oh, what was it that you said? Oh yes, like an ant beneath my boot.
Slayer is
Good
such a
night,
badass,
my
man.
love.
I would love.
You're
to
in the
cover-
credits too.
Hey, that's me.
What?
It's not me.
They've
It's
done-
not me.
This isn't.
What are you
supposed to-
talking
First
about?
name isn't even-
That's you right there.
And then lastly is Nazo versus. What is that?
Turbo.
I wish
Oh
I
shit!
could
Put on the
reorder
behind the
the-
scenes with Levi member content.
I wish I could reorder Discords. I'd want to put Planf on the bottom. Alright.
Nazo the Hedgehog versus Turbo.
Just to like briefly
Mecha
talk
Star.
about Dimitri versus Slayer, so we didn't just like scooch right past it. That was awesome. The animation
Oh,
was really
yeah.
good.
It was.
I feel like
Honestly,
they can
like-
really cook with like fighting game versus fighting game sprites. The animated did awesome.
Yeah, I
You need to
really
see
want
more of it.
I really want to do like a fighting game matchup on the show soon.
So this is Nazo versus Super Mega Sonic by Levi 5 years ago.
Hell
I
yeah,
have never
Levi.
seen
We're
this. I
watching your
didn't even know
content
he
now.
did
You
this.
can't get away from us.
I'm so interested. It's
Ooh,
only
should we
5
do
years
voice
old.
acting?
No.
I'll do
Lame,
it.
boring.
We're going 2 hours and 15 minutes. We should watch it and try to finish it.
All
I
right,
have to start
fine.
dinner right after this.
We have two
Why
Sonic
would
characters
Nazo be
fighting
here?
in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Oh no, this is where Yoshi got fucked up.
He's using literally the same songs and effects from Super Mario Bros. How many people here have seen Super Mario?
I've seen Super Mario Bros. I have not
I love
seen
that shit.
Nazo's stuff.
Nazo Unleashed is so funny, bro.
Yeah, I have not seen Nazo Unleashed, but I love Super Mario Z, and the remake it looks pretty cool.
I saw the. Excuse me, I was
Chaos and-
monologuing.
Captured.
I saw Gilded's Nazo versus Omega Shenron bitch.
That's so funny.
So, what is Nazo? Is he like...
He's so when the original trailer for Sonic X came out, they showed a
You
silver
do not
Sonic
know
looking
who
motherfucker,
you're
right?
dealing
Which was just like an early version of Sonic in the Super Forum. but the fans thought it looked too different, and so they kind of just made him its own character. And that's what Nazo is.
Is it like Omega General, where it's like an embodiment of the Chaos Emerald or something? Or...
I can't remember. It's been so long. There's a little animation thing called like Nazo Unleashed. If you look it up, you'll be able to find it.
Alright, yeah.
It's gotta be still online somewhere. I can't remember what exactly Nazo is.
Well, he is just not selling any of these hits, though.
It looks like Levi, like Nazo Unleashed. Oh, Nazo's voice acting.
I wonder if it's
Oh, they're just using voice lines from Mario from the Nazo Unleashed. I recognize all that.
I do like that Nazo's just in the Mario world for unexplained reasons.
There's no match for me.
They even had the stupid fucking blood. Oh. Yeah, Nazo's just chilling with Mario. They're best friends in this world, man.
He's getting revenge. That's the story.
Wait, are you implying that Mario has died in this timeline?
Isn't that what Mecha said? When he was looking at the Chaos, it was like, I've eliminated everyone. I also wasn't paying attention because I'm a bad reactor and I was listening to what you guys were saying. But there's definitely an image of a dead Mario.
Oh, that's right. If he gets the 4th emerald, he can evolve again. That's how he works in Mario Bros. Z.
Yeah, he unlocks his super form with 4 emeralds. Everyone else needs 7. Curious.
So it's inside Mario Bros. Z. He gets 4 emeralds, and he's fighting the 4 Koopas from Super Mario RPG, and the 5 the 5 robot people from Mario RPG, and the 4 Koopas from I'll crush you.
Yeah, the Koopa
and the 4 Koopas from Paper Mario. That's what it was.
Mecha Sonic. He said the thing. He said the "I'll crush you" line.
He ripped off Perfect Cell versus Metal Sonic's final line.
I mean, unironically, like, that line was, like, the coolest thing back, but now I think every Versus show quotes it to the point of it not being cool anymore.
Isn't it a cooler line originally?
Yeah, from a Dragon Ball game. And then because all of his voice clips in Mario Bros. Z uses cooler. And then it just became synonymous to the point where, like, when Mecha came for, like, the IDW Sonic comic, he had, like, a mini-series. They actually used the "I'll crush you" line during, like, the final issue of that mini-series, which I thought was really cool.
Are they going to get also his red form? Do you remember that Nazo has his red form?
Is it literally called the red form?
No, I don't know what it's called, but he gets like sideburns and shit.
Super Saiyan God before it was cool.
You lack a proper mind. What?
Did he like take the emeralds out of him or something?
Oh, they teleported him.
Oh, they're
fuck you! Now we're in space.
Can you believe in just 4 years this guy would work on Nebula Theater and Death Battle?
I believe it. This looks
Hey,
good.
we all start somewhere, and this is a pretty good place to start.
Yeah, this looks great.
Oh, he's got older shit than this.
Well, still.
Does he not recognize very clear Sonic?
Remember in that story that Sonic World is gone, just completely fucked up.
So yeah, he's basically like, wait, didn't I destroy this crap?
That was funny.
Yeah, the Master Emerald.
Oh, he's got all the emeralds.
They're gonna give him his red form.
That is purple, my good sir. Oh, now he's red.
Oh.
What the hell?
I remember seeing this. Okay.
Don't tell me you're trying to defy me.
That rig work, bro. Look at Levi doing rigging. What? What?
Nah, he'll never do that again.
Never.
He needs that.
Nazo's red
look at-
form gives me the impression of like
Impossible.
middle schooler first powered up form OC.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Wipe out this entire planet.
I was gonna ruin for Turbo Mechasonic, but it's not looking great for him.
The end has come.
I mean, he punched
So
the
wait,
emerald.
that means there's... He already absorbed 7, so does that mean there's now 11 emeralds?
I guess.
Yeah, he probably just took him back to his Sonic universe.
Maybe I underestimated you.
Ah, look at that explosion PNG Levi.
Very impressive.
Ooh, I like the fiery water.
I won't be beaten.
I wonder if Levi likes Nazo.
I'm a god. He's gonna say I'm a god.
Oh, not his thing.
Oh, sorry, I think my doorbell just got rung.
Hey, I want to watch Kara vs. Sonic.exe.
Hey,
Wait,
let's
what's
go,
this?
baby! I want to watch a fight where I can't hear the voices.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Just watch the alternate ending. They fixed the audio issue.
Nice. So is that the end of the stream?
All right, I'm gonna end the poll now. 72 Tenna, 28 Alistair. 25 votes until.
Double win!
So that means Tenna is the winner for the Caine matchup for today.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy. And Toby Fox
This
for
one
making Deltarune such an exploitable thumbnail.
But yeah, we should end it there. I have to make dinner for my partner since she will be home soon. But it was fun chilling and chatting with everyone. Almost 2.5 hours. Oh,
I like these.
that's a
2.5
full
hour
shift for
streams.
me.
Damn.
With that all said, we'll catch y'all later. I should press the stop streaming button.